Good morning, it is Monday, January 18th, and welcome to the Week in Review video. I almost fell over there because it is early. What we're going to do in these videos, I want to do them every Sunday, so basically after the Hockey Night in Canada slate the next day. We're going to go over basically all of the Canucks games of the week, where that leaves them in the North Division standings, and basically just go over the rest of the North Division as well. I'm thinking of putting some power rankings in here as well, do sort of a my stack ranking of all the Canadian teams. Obviously not this week because most, like, Winnipeg's only played a game, so we're not going to be doing that yet, but just sort of a thought. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Obviously, we're going to go over each of the Canucks games really quickly, but if you want more in-depth analysis on a particular game, game recaps will show up in the corner here. You can click on that and go watch more info on a specific game. Also, while you're here, hit like, hit subscribe, and stick around with me for the whole season. Obviously, we do these every Sunday now. We got post-game recaps after every Canucks game, and it's a fun time. Come hang out. Basically, to start the week, on Wednesday, opening night of the NHL season, Calgary goes into Edmonton, or Vancouver goes into Edmonton, not Calgary. Vancouver goes into Edmonton, and this was a fun game. It was really back and forth. Final score 5-3 for the Canucks. It was basically just a lot of goals. What I'm going to try to do on these is give a storyline for each game. The storyline for this game was there was no defense. Basically, everyone was going out scoring goals. 5-3 win. We had goals from Bo Horvat having his first of the season, starting it off. We had Niels Höglander getting his first career goal in that one. Adam Gaudette scored, and then Brock Besser with two beauties, getting that one gorgeous pass from Quinn Hughes, and then just the rip of a wrist shot off of the right wing. So Canucks win game one in Edmonton. The next night, still in Edmonton, in the back-to-backs, Canucks just don't play their game. Here's the thing, the Canucks played okay, but Connor McDavid chose to win that game. Storyline for that game, Connor McDavid is good. Obviously a 5-2 loss. The Canucks really, again, they just weren't ready for McDavid to take over the game like he did. He just went out and he's like, all right, I'm going to win today, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And that was what happened. So Canucks go down to 1-1. Edmonton goes up to 1-1 as well. So they split the two-game set. Saturday night, Canucks go into Calgary. Again, still haven't played a home game. So they go into Calgary, and they don't really get anything done. And I saw some people on Twitter who were saying, well, you know, they got 32 shots. Markstrom was really good. Markstrom didn't have to be very good. The Canucks didn't really have any grade A chances. Maybe they had a couple, but it was a real easy night for Markstrom. Calgary's defense played great. The Canucks couldn't get anything going. Storyline for that game, nothing was created. No great chances were created. So a tough loss to Calgary there. So where does that leave us right now? Canucks are at the bottom of the division, 7th place, right where we want them. We got everyone else right where we want them here. We're at the bottom. We're going to sneak our way up the list here. So Canucks are at 1-2. Obviously, so is Edmonton. The differentiator here is goal differential. Edmonton's at -3. Canucks are at -4. So technically, Edmonton's ahead because they've scored a couple more goals than the Canucks because they didn't score against Calgary. Canucks didn't score against Calgary on Saturday. Ottawa's in the 5 seed, also 2 points because they've only played one game. So playing less games moves them up. And then Winnipeg's only played once as well, so they're up in 4th. So again, way too early to judge too much on the standings, right? Winnipeg's going to win all 56 games. They're 1-0, 100% winning record. Obviously not, right? In the top here, you have Calgary and Montreal. Again, both are 1-1 with an overtime loss. And then you go up to Toronto, they're 2-1. No team is undefeated that's played more than one game. And the thing that's really interesting about that is Canucks and Edmonton, they split. Toronto, Ottawa, they split. Every 2-game set has split, at least in the North Division. I'm not entirely sure on the rest of the NHL. I haven't been following too closely, but that's going to be the thing. Everything's tight, and it's going to be tight all season. Everyone's going to be it's going to be a mishmash, potentially of all 17, because Ottawa looked good on Saturday. It could be that all 7 teams are like 7 points apart at the end of the season, and it comes down to the last few games. So one thing to keep in mind, it looks like 2-game sets are going to be hard to win both games in. And if you think about that, because most of the season is two and 3 game sets, a couple of 4s. But if we think that almost every 2 game set is going to get split 1 game apiece, and then the 3 game sets are all going to go 2-1, that's a lot of winning streaks that aren't going to happen. And if you think about it, if let's say you're the Canucks and you go and play Carolina and you beat Carolina, well, then you go to Buffalo. It's a whole new team. Buffalo's on their own thing. They were just playing in Toronto or whatever, right? Like, you're not able to get in a groove and focus on one team. So every game kind of means its own thing. But in a split where the Canucks go in and beat Edmonton, and then the next night they play Edmonton again, well, now Edmonton's like, all right, well, we got to burn them here. We got to come back stronger, and we got to win this game. So I think there's going to be a lot of splits, and what that does, it makes it hard to rattle off those 4, 5, 6 game winning streaks, which is what puts you ahead in a division like this, especially in a 56 game season. Because if you're able to knock off 6 wins in a row, you're flying. You move up like 4 spots, and you're pushing everyone else down because they're not getting points against you. Obviously, because you're all in the same division. So that's going to be the big thing, in my opinion. Who can win more than 2 games in a row is going to be the big differentiator. So far, it hasn't happened, right? Every team that has played 2 games has lost 1 of them. Winnipeg is the only team without a loss in this division, and they've only played 1 game. So, yeah, that's sort of my thoughts here. Yeah, it's going to be tough to win more than 1 in a row. So, where does that leave the Canucks for this week? They are back in Calgary tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, looking again to split that 2 game set. And winning that one, again, would vault them. They'd have 4 points. They'd be up to here. Obviously, other teams are playing tonight. So, yeah, after this game, the Canucks could be 2nd. They could be 3rd. They could be 4th. They could be 7th, right? You don't know. We don't know. We'll see. After that, on Wednesday, the Canucks come home and they play Montreal on Wednesday. I think Wednesday and Friday. I'm not entirely sure of the schedule. I just know they play Montreal this week. So hopefully they can, at least win one of those games against Montreal. And we'll see where that leaves us. So let me know what you think of this video and sort of the concept of this, doing this week in review. Obviously, I'm trying to do a video every day, so that means we're going to have post-game recaps, of course, after, usually 3 or 4 games a week. And then those off days, I'm filling with, I'm going to fill Sundays with these videos, sort of a week in review, sort of a debrief for the week. We have our analysis videos that I've been doing, by the way, for that Edmonton game, Game 2, where the Canucks got smoked by Connor McDavid, link up here to go to the recap for that game. Or the analysis for that game, where I basically went through how Connor McDavid took over that game. You can watch that and let me know what you think of the more in-depth analysis. I know it wasn't a very highly viewed video, obviously because it was negative because we were watching why McDavid did well, but everyone who did watch it really liked it, so we're going to do more of those as well. And then, of course, any news that comes out. Obviously, JT Miller's playing tonight, so that's news. Not really enough to warrant its own video, but if any other big news happens, then we'll make a video on that right after it happens. So, yeah, like I said, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, do all that good stuff on Twitter as well. And we'll see you tonight for our post-game recap.